Hello and welcome back again to the Off-Grid family. Today we're going to be making some sodium silicate. To make sodium silicate you will need sodium hydroxide, which is in the form of a drain cleaner. Caustic soda is one, and there's many. They either need 100% caustic soda, 100% lye, or 100% sodium hydroxide. And also silica gel. I got mine as cat litter. As long as it's 100% silica gel, it should be fine. To make sodium silicate, there is a few nasty fumes which are given off, so please do it in a well-ventilated area using breathing gear if needed. You definitely need eye protection and protection for your hands because sodium hydroxide is corrosive and nasty stuff. Silica gel is not. Most people think it's poisonous. It actually isn't. It's just a choking hazard. But, you know, just be safe, be sensible. Be careful of pets and that kind of stuff, as always. The reason we're making sodium silicate is we want to use it as a high temperature adhesive, a high temperature glue. And we're going to be making a foundry, a couple of rocket stoves, various other bits and pieces. Now, it's quite easy to get hold of, you know, you can buy it on eBay and various other places. But it's quite costly, and to buy just the sodium hydroxide or the drain cleaner, I got 6 of these for £6, £6 that is, and that'll be enough to make loads and loads of it. And this, I think, cost me, this whole lot here, cost me less than a tenner, less than £10. So it just depends where you go and how you get it, you know. So you need to measure out 200 grams of sodium hydroxide, which is the drain cleaner, 300 grams of the silica gel, which is the big bucket of stuff, and you need 500 millilitres of distilled water. I don't have any distilled water, so I'm going to give it a punt, see if I can get it to work with just normal water. I've heard that all of it can react in different ways and so on, depending on what's in your water and so on, but I've got no access to distilled water for the next few days, so I'm just going to see what happens. And this way, it might go all wrong, but then you'll learn not to do it yourself. So let's get on with it. Start off by weighing it all out. Okay, so both those together make 300 grams of silica gel. It's a little bit over because that's the weight of the tin, but okay, so we have 300 grams of silica gel, 200 grams of sodium hydroxide, and 500 millilitres of water. Obviously it should be distilled, but I don't have any.
I'm making my person. It doesn't matter when you kill the other person. You kill the other person, it's dead. A stone. I don't want to play. I found a stone in my cast iron. I don't want to play. Don't back in the end. Why? Okay, making floor layer. Is that why you don't want to play? Look at this. Do you know where my castle is? Dad. No, under this. And then under this. Look, it's all my castle and too. No, they're not. But they're doing this now. Together, trap little people. And then it melts on them. And then I have those chips to myself. I was going to have to get money over there. Either. We've got them with their friend. You know how I know this? Because I said that the girl. Yeah. Cool. I've actually played this with a long time. With a long time? I didn't say when I was 5. When I do 9. No, I didn't actually know what you said.
I don't know if you can see on the camera, but there is so much steam and heat coming off this, and it will only get worse as I add the silica gel.
Yum, yum, yum. I just think it's some stuff. Then I think I will back this stuff. Whoa! 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 Ah, whoa! 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 God, raining sand!
getting the sodium silicate solid drips when they hang on to the spoon. Yeah, like that, look. So we've already got a soup.
Do you like my sandcastle?
I love it, little one.
Daddy, is it close to like school and work yet?
No, darling.
It's a long time away, isn't it?
Yes, baby. To prove that this is sodium silicate, when you tip it off the spoon, can you see that it catches drips? And that is sodium silicate reacting with the carbon dioxide in the air. And also this is making a skin. Can you see, hang on, if I try and rip it across, we've got a skin appearing. If I come across here, can you see that? I don't know if you can in the camera. Right, a little bit more mix in, and then I'll pour it into one of my containers. I actually think this is going to be too thick, and I can add cold water, I think, to it. Right. Okay, so this is the 2 batches worth that I knocked up in very, very quick time. I was very surprised by how quickly it was able to, you know, come together. But also, this is definitely extremely strong, extremely concentrated. It's high concentration. So what I'm going to do before I do anything else is I'm going to actually add some water to it. I think possibly 500 millilitres of cold water. And I'm going to mix it the entire time. I don't want it to completely solidify. So if I use a whisk, we'll just add it in until I think, oh, spilling most of it everywhere else. It's just, I'm just going to see how that works for a second. Keep mixing it, get it all completely mixed in. Yeah, the drips are still solidifying on the end of this. Are we getting a skin still? Obviously we won't get a skin if I keep mixing it, but I want to make sure it's mixed in properly. I think a little bit more, not too much. So I've used just under 200 millilitres more water. Mix that up. So in there then, theoretically, we should have about 1.5 litres, let's say, because of all the melted silica gel and so on. But we'll soon find out. I've got this, which is, no idea, just got water fill line written on it. How handy is that? This is probably 2 litres, this bottle here. It's an old SodaStream one. Not that I ever used it, I just needed the cartridges, but long story. Another project a million years ago. Right. Yeah, I'm ready to pour this out now. I wonder what the temperature is. I better check the temperature first, really. It's the problem with wearing gloves when doing any project. You've got no sense of temperature or various other things. Oh, I'll leave that in there for a few minutes. Right, what temperature is it? 61.9. It's still a little hot. And extremely high concentration still. I could get away with putting a little bit more water in, I think. I'll leave it another minute and see what sort of skin it's got on the top. If it's got a huge amount of skin again, I will then put a little bit more water in it. It's still getting a nice skin on it, meaning it's still heavily concentrated. So I'll put another 100 ml in. Some sort of reaction happening at the bottom, which is possibly, when I'm pouring the water in, it's catching carbon dioxide and chucking it in at the bottom, and that's solidifying, but I'm not sure. Right, another test then. No, I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to start pouring now, I think. And this is where it could go all wrong. Do you know what? Let's not be completely stupid. Right, now I will advise not putting a lid on this properly until it has had time to completely cool down, because that is quite hot to the touch. Not, you know, that's easy. I can hold on to that. It's a nice warm feeling, but even so, I'm going to put the lid on, but not completely. Okay, there is the sodium silicate. Very, very simple process. A little bit of fiddly, and you have to be very safe and very careful, but I did it with a couple of charcoal briquettes, an old saucepan, and 2 chemicals. Well, 3 if you're including the water. Also, it was nice to find out that you definitely don't need to use distilled water. That has worked perfectly. So, you can use distilled water by all means, but as far as I'm concerned, it's not necessary.